Sprinkle me, man. 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 Sprinkle me, sprinkle me, man. Big timer, timer. Big time.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Cloud9 Intuitive. My name is Janine and I am here to do a collective reading for the full moon in Leo, which is on February 16th at 3:57 a.m. Pacific time. Adjust for your time zone wherever you are in the world. First and foremost, I just want to thank everyone for being here with me. I really appreciate the love and support. If you are returning to the channel, thank you for riding. Thank you for coming back. I see you. I love you. And if you're new and you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button, especially if this reading resonates with you. And feel free to drop a comment down below to let me know how the reading resonated. We also have a community over on Patreon where there will be an extended to this reading. It's a great time to join over on Patreon, so please click the link in the description box below and join us over there. My calendar is also open for personal readings, so it's a great time to do that. While my calendar is open, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can click the link in the description box below and take you to my booking calendar. Also feel free to follow me over on Instagram, but you're in the place to be if you don't want to miss a reading. So here we go. Let's see what wants to come out for this Leo full moon energy. I'm really excited about it. My birthday was this week on Sunday, so I'm up right now. What can I say? You know what I mean? And this full moon is complementary to that birthday energy. I got to tell you, this full moon is really going to be about stepping into more creative energy. It's big glow up energy and the determination to get things done. Like if you want to create something, if you want to start a new hobby or something like that, or a new project, now is a great time to sort of put a little oomph, a little gusto behind it, and it will take off because there's a lot of will and determination that comes along with this moon. Also, this moon is going to be really expanding love energies, and I'm here for it. Sprinkle me, right? Sprinkle me. I'm totally here for the expansion of the love energy. And so you might feel like if you're in a relationship or you have a significant other, you might feel that the bond is deepened between the two of you. If you are not in a relationship, you might have something spark your interest here coming up in the next few days. We'll be sitting in this full moon energy for a few days after the peak of the moon. Get ready, brace yourselves. It could be an exciting ride. But even if it is not love between you and another person, it could just be really feeling like, who cares? I love myself so much and I'm so into what I'm doing and what I'm creating and how I am creating and recreating myself that, can't nobody tell me nothing like that, right? So it's a cool moon. I'm excited for this one. So let's hop into it with with a little reading here. I'm going to start off with my blended deck, which is the Elemental Oracle with the Animal Oracle, and then we'll lean in with some tarot, see what messages want to come through for the collective. Okay, Leo full moon. Spirit, show me what I need to see. Messages for the collective. Messages for the collective, please. I have 3 oracle cards. Ooh. One more, please. Okay. All right. Bottom of the deck. It's movement, speed. Things could start picking up here very quickly. So yeah, you might feel like you might even feel like you get to skip a couple steps or something like that. Things just start to materialize extremely quickly here under this full moon energy. It's supercharged. Where I am right now, there was like a big lightning storm. As I was driving, there was a huge lightning storm and I was just like, it was like radiating all the electricity and the energy. And I was like, oh yeah, this moon is supercharged. And then right after the lightning storm, you could just see this big full bright moon just rising up above the city. It's pretty amazing. I'm very thrilled. I'm very thrilled by natural phenomena, and that just, it kind of blew my mind a little bit. So I am very much like radiating the electricity of nature and of this moon energy. So if I'm a little hype, please forgive me. Okay, but here's what we have. Yeah, something is getting started here. This is East card beginning. You have something that is like, you're either having a new beginning with something because something else has been released finally. Like there's been an energy that you've been able to let go of under this moon. It could be like an energy of feeling responsible for things that are just not your responsibility. Feeling like you had a lot of, feeling like were carrying the weight of a bunch of other people or a bunch of things outside of yourself, and realizing like all in an instant, like, you know what? That's not mine to carry. Or like, I don't need to worry about that. Like I need to let that person, or I need to let, that team or whoever, I need to let them deal with their thing. So that I can focus on my thing. And it's kind of like, just like this deep release here, where almost like you kind of like reclaim your power, and as you're releasing, you're being like sort of protected by this divine energy coming in to sort of cover you and let you know that you're not losing anything by releasing. In fact, you're opening yourself up to receive a lot more, because you're freeing up your energetic field. You're freeing up a lot of space in your life, right? And then you're open for this new beginning. You're out in like fresh, clean waters. Some of you might have had like needed to just have a good cry. You might have been holding on to a lot of like just emotion from like just feeling like overwhelmed. It feels almost like overwhelmed. You might have been like like just overwhelmed with a lot of what am I looking for? It's like I'm getting the energy of like everybody tells, like when everybody like you're the one that everybody comes to for like to tell their problems to, or just to like vent to, or like whatever. Like everyone like it's like almost like I don't want to call it a dumping ground, but it feels a little bit like a dumping ground almost. And that like it's almost like when you are that person, when you are that empath, when you are like when you are that lighthouse, right? It's like you have to do a lot of work to keep your energy clear. And some of you needed to just have a good releasing cry, and that might happen under this moon, but it like frees you up and can put you into like fresh water so that you can explore. Also, I'm getting reset your compass. Reset your compass. You might have felt a little bit cattywampus, like you had lost direction a little bit. So your compass is being reset here. Okay. Let's lean in with the tarot. Let's go with the Star Tarot. Messages for the collective for the Leo full moon. Messages for the collective for the Leo full moon. Some of you are like, it's almost like, yeah, like I'm getting this energy of like being infused with the light. You see how this figure in the card is like touching this light here, and sort of the light is like sprinkling out onto them. Sprinkle me, man. It's like the light is like sprinkling out into their aura, into their energy. There's something about that. There's something about being able to make a request that some of the energy of like some of the power from this moon, thank you, Spirit, some of the power from this moon be infused into your life. It's so funny. My mom texted me a little prayer today asking God to open supernatural doors for me. And I said, oh, amen. So yes, ask God to allow you to utilize the light of this moon to open supernatural doors for you. Because it is possible now, especially as you are releasing things that were keeping you behind doors that were sort of like blocking your way. You know what I mean? And now it's like there's a new sheriff in town is what they just said. Okay, let's see. Messages for the collective for the Leo full moon. Ooh. One more. Thank you. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Okay, you look good. You feel good. You're radiating. You're radiating good energy. It's almost and two. It almost feels like you're like ready. You're just ready to. You're going to be ready to take action. You're going to be ready to move forward. Very much you are very attractive to a lot of people, and it doesn't just mean like physically attractive. It means your energy is attracting people. You are magnetic is what I'm getting here. You're magnetic, and so knowing that you are magnetic, like you also have to protect, you also have to do make sure that you are protecting yourself, make sure that you are calling in the divine forces of protection so that you don't wind up in a situation where you feel like you're carrying the weight of everybody, where you feel like you are responsible for everyone's outcome, right? Because you're not responsible for everyone's outcome. You might have a lot of people looking to you for leadership, right? And in some ways that's amazing, right? Queen of Wands energy, because you have the passion and you have the power in order to lead. But in other ways, part of how we lead is that we empower people to lead themselves and guide themselves, right? And so it's like, instead of carrying that weight, you help people understand how to handle and release their own weight and become lighter in their own lives, in their own bodies, right? Okay. All right. So let's see. Yeah, you might be, wow. Okay. You might be separating from some things that are just, that you're feeling like this, it's just too painful. Three of Swords here. You're separating from some things in service of your healing. There are some things that need to be removed in service of your healings. And it's possible, because it's possible that people, that there are lots of one-way relationships. One-way relationships where people are looking to you it's like, when somebody calls and tells you all about their day and what went right and what went wrong, but they never ask you how you're doing, that type of thing. You're starting to recognize that as being like energetic drain. And now you're like, it's like, okay, I need to remove myself from that situation. People are like, or like even like immature energies, like people who just can't, like, it's almost like they can't meet you where you are. Your interests might be different, right? Or you might be evolving and your interests might be expanding. And so, yeah, anything or anyone that's been codependent on you, you're like, I can't have that anymore. I can't have those drains on my energy anymore. And you're moving away from those things. It's like people are counting on you to help them stay in the same space where they are. It's almost like even when you give your best advice, they don't take it, because if they take it, that kind of helps to fix the situation. And then what will they call to complain about? What will they call to vent about? What is that? What does the relationship then become? Right. And you are now seeing like, oh, I need to actually shift the relationship. I need to shift the relationship because it's not growing. There's no creative flow in the relationship. And in fact, it's just a burden. It's like holding me back. It's keeping me stuck. Right. And it feels like this is multiple relationships. For some of you, this is like 3 people who you need to like excise from your like close circle almost. Or like at least create some healthy boundaries with. And you've gone back and forth about this. I think it's caused the level, like there's been a lot of indecision about how you should go about this. And like, finally you're deciding like, I just need to move away from it because it's like, I'm too in my head about it. Like if I'm thinking about it over and over and over again, and it's almost like creating this like kind of stagnant energy, this slow moving. It's almost like it's preventing you from your own expansion, because it's like you're worrying about, Joe and Sally and Tim and Sarah, and instead of worrying about you, right? Instead of worrying about what you have going on, or what you're trying to create. And so time to release the burden. It's time to release the burden and really reclaim your power. Let's see. What else for the collective? Yeah, there's no balance in these relationships. The Six of Pentacles has come out in the reverse. There's just been no balance. It's like you're giving, you give, and you give, and you don't receive anything back. And it's like almost like there's an exhaustion, right? You're trying to have sort of connections, yeah. And here comes the Eight of Swords with that fear, with that being in your head, thinking about a thing over and over and over and over again, ruminating on other people's problems. You're ruminating on other people's problems. It's not even your own. Like, it doesn't even feel like this is your own shit. This is other people's shit. And it's like, hey, let's bring some balance back into life. Let's bring some balance back into life. Let's try to find situations that have a little bit of reciprocity involved. There's no reciprocity involved with what I see here, and it feels like that this moon is giving you the space to release those things where there is not reciprocity, so that you can step into a space where there will be reciprocity. You're letting go. Four of Pentacles. You're letting go of something where it's just not, for some of you, it's like, there's just no love there. Like you might be pouring love into a situation and not getting anything back. It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy, and recognizing how that's unhealthy for you, and how it's creating codependencies, it's like creating this sort of toxic connection. See. So yeah, the moon is giving space for you to release some of these connections and make space in your life. What are we making space for? I love it. We're making space for the Two of Cups. Making space for connections that actually are reciprocal, where you see eye to eye with people, where there's sort of equal give and take, where two minds and two hearts are meeting, where it's almost like where you have shared experience, where you help each other grow. Also, making room for success. Clearing a pathway for success, so that you, and also it feels like quick success. And the Star card at the bottom of the deck, so beautiful. It almost feels like it's almost like the power of this moon offers such beautiful, fast acting, healing energy. That if you allow for the release. It brings in this beautiful wish fulfillment, like what you've been looking for all along in the connections that you create in your life is going to sort of rush in for you, or you're going to be maneuvered and positioned in a way where you are in a space to receive it. And the Star card's still at the bottom of the deck. The Star card is still at the bottom of the deck here. You have the Emperor card coming out here. Yes, claiming your power. For some of you, this could really be about a team or a job or a project that you have been working on, that it's this is taking more from me than I'm getting out of it. I'm not going to do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. And just deciding once and for all, I'm not doing that anymore. And stepping into something that actually you are passionate about, that you do want to do, that is going to make you feel like you have a level of control. Like some of this stuff has like you don't have any control over it, right? It's other people's problems. You don't have any control over it. And you like want to be in a position where like, kind of like you're like, where you are calling the plays for your own life, where you're calling the shots for your life, right? Wow. And the Ace of Swords. Cutting through the bullshit, seeing things really clearly, and speaking your truth. And like, just honestly, like, and getting really focused on what it is that you do want. I think it feels like when you clear out a lot of this energy that has been creating the burden for you, it like focuses you on creative projects that you want to make. It focuses you on the type of relationships that you do want to have, right? And as you start to have that focus, it kind of grooms the energy to bring that into your life. Let's see. Last one, King of Cups. Yeah, it puts you back into some emotional balance. Yeah, you get free here. You get free here, and you realize like, wow, I haven't even been accessing all of my resources for my own benefit, like in service of myself. I haven't been accessing my resources because it's like all of my resources have been like sort of like over a little bit over here, a little bit over here. We got some over here. You need a little, you need a little, you need a little. And when you start to call your resources back together, you're like, wow, I could do this and I could do that. And this is no problem for me. Like, it's almost like you're realizing like how much more effective you can be in your life when you like call your resources back into yourself, right? And it's not to say that we don't want to help people, right? We do want to help people, but we also don't want to just be expending and expending and expending and expending without any return here. And so now it's like realizing like, oh, okay. Like I can be of better service when I have all of my resources and I'm not like all in like a million different places. Not a million, 3 to 5. It feels like 3 to 5. I don't know who that's for. But like not in like several different places and like having to like, and resources or anything. It's not just money. It could be energy. It could be time. It could be just like, you're like somebody wants like your sympathy all of the time, or they want your whatever they just want your energy, right? And now you're like calling your energy back into yourself and realizing, wow, this is how I get victory. This is how I have this is where I get the time, the space, the energy, the resources, the finances to do the work that I want to do. Right? The clarity to do the work that I want to do. Very good. Very good. Pulling back on some investments. You're definitely pulling back on some investments, realizing like, that might not have been the right pathway for me. Might not have been the right pathway for me. Okay. Let's go ahead and get an oracle card. I got a new oracle deck for my birthday, which is very exciting. So we're going to pull from this one. It's called the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle by Kyle Gray. And so let's just get one card to wrap this reading up before we go into the extended. If you've gotten this far, thanks for writing. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment down below, and join us over on Patreon for the extended. But let's see here. Let's get one oracle card. See what's happening here under this Leo full moon. Powerful moon. Also, you might want to go back and watch the Leo new moon Lionsgate reading. If you scroll back, there's a collective reading from the Leo new moon from August. I think it was like August 8th. A lot of the things that we talked about in that reading are likely coming into fruition right now. So that's interesting. It might be interesting just to see how that's playing out for you. Okay, so let's see here. For the collective, one card for the collective. For the full moon in Leo, please. There it is. Oh, it gave me 2. I'll take 2, but I'm only going to read 1. We have... Oh, it gave me 3. Wow. It's called Anunnaki Light Codes, Energetic Shift, New Information, End of a Cycle. And then we've got Sacred Inner Space, Sacral Chakra, Tenderness and Sensuality. And then we got Seraphim's Gateway, Voice Activation, Angelic Attunement, and Divine Support. Okay, let's take a look at, we're going to read Anunnaki Light Codes here. And if I'm not pronouncing that right, excuse me. Energetic shift, new information, end of a cycle. That feels about right. These other ones also feel right. You guys might be having a very sensual experience, whatever that means for you, under this moon. And then also know that as you're releasing things that you are divinely supported, and it's bringing you back into alignment with your soul purpose and your soul mission. Okay. Where you may have gotten, where your compass may have gotten uncalibrated. Your compass is being recalibrated. Okay, so Anunnaki Light Codes. Here we go. It says, the Anunnaki are a race of cosmic light beings who have been coming to Earth since ancient times. The Sumerians and the Babylonians acknowledged them as the deities who govern the space between the worlds. The divine leader of this incredible race is the goddess Ishtar, a powerful figure similar to the Egyptian goddess Isis. The Anunnaki have taken many forms throughout the ages. They have appeared as they have an angelic warrior-like quality and have appeared with wings, sometimes up to 4, and with an elongated head and face similar to that of an eagle. When the Anunnaki appear, it's important to know that they are heavenly allies supporting our healing and ascension. In the distant past, they visited Atlantean civilization and helped those who were aligned with the spiritual path to ascend to the next dimension so that they could leave the wheel of karma. They acted as divine judges, deciding who could ascend and who had to be left behind for growth of their soul. Those who had abused their powers and had not honored the divine or valued the great gift of life they had been given had to remain for the cataclysmic ending of their civilization. For that reason, some people who have had Atlantean incarnations may fear the Anunnaki, but be assured that they are beings of infinite light working for Source. Say Anunnaki, Anunnaki, Anunnaki. I welcome in the presence of the Anunnaki people. Thank you, angelic cosmic beings, for immersing my energy body in your light codes. Listen, that's what you're asking for from this moon. Or you're perhaps asking for some light codes to be delivered to you so that you can, again, recalibrate your compass, right? Recalibrate your compass in service of your ascended self, right? So let's see. Great change is coming to you, but this can only occur if you are willing to shift your perception. You may be experiencing resistance to change, but please know this is simply fear of the new, not intuition. If you are wondering what is the best course of action, the Anunnaki are encouraging you to go with the new. Old systems, old ways of being, old ways of doing things must be released if you are to evolve. Change can bring a sense of vulnerability, but will allow you to make a deeper connection to your feelings, gifts, and what is important to you. You are standing at a gateway of pure potential that will be ignited as soon as you move through this necessary change. Be open to new information, new processes, and new ideas. You are part of the new energy upon the earth. Okay? This is the card. All right, y'all. That has been the collective message. I really hope that it resonated with some. Please remember, only take what resonates with you. Leave the rest. If you are coming over to Patreon for the extended, let's do it. I'll see you over there. But if this is where we leave things, please know that I am sending you so much love, so much peace, and so many blessings. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.